I'm not sure what's going on out here other than the fact that they're sitting there and one's blowing the horn at the other. I mean, I don't get it. You know, most of the time when you come out here and it's time to go home, why do you sit in the parking lot? Anyway, good morning. It's Friday, but this video is going to go up on Saturday. But this is, for me, it is Friday the 15th of August, and it is 70 degrees, and it's 94% humidity. And it is, the high today is supposed to be 86. Now, yesterday it got really warm because, you know, we're coming out of this spell, this cold spell that we had last week. And I mean, it was a cold spell. I mean, when you're talking, you know, the highs didn't hardly get past 75 for us, and it was cloudy and rainy. That's a little chilly for this time of year. Just being real. So today I wanted to talk just a little bit about the Nomad situation. Oh, don't y'all just love that lovely noise of this person riding around with their little trailer, and they're doing their job. I'm not saying that, but they're riding around picking up the garbage, and that's what they should be doing. But really and truly, when you get down to it, people shouldn't be littering in the parking lot, but they do. Okay, now back to the Nomad situation. Now, you know that Mr. Nomadic Fanatic, in case you follow him or don't follow him, Eric, you know, did this clickbait video the other day and just talking like the world was coming to an end because Idaho had passed this law that you couldn't boondock anymore, or, you know, sleep in your van, you know, out on the street, or sleep in your car, or whatever. And he's acting like the whole United States is going to be that way. Well, first of all, there was an executive order, from what I understand, from President Trump, and basically he was turning it over to the states. Just like most everything is the way this country has always worked. The way I was taught that it worked when I was in school was, you know, the states ran everything. Every state had different laws, blah, blah, blah. And I know usually when one follows, or in this case 11, allegedly, then he thinks everybody else in the world. I guess all the 48 or whatever. Anyway, I read the law for Idaho. I'm no lawyer, as I said, I'm no expert on nothing, but the way I understood the law was you could still, you know, like if Walmart allowed you to spend the night there, you could spend the night there. If Cracker Barrel, if they have one out there, you could spend the night there, or anywhere else that allowed it, you could spend the night there. Now, are they going to let you spend 10 nights? No. But anyway, I think he exaggerated by saying that you couldn't even haul around a sleeping bag in your car or something like that. I mean, that's just ridiculous. He just went way too far with that part of the video. And like I said, it was all clickbait. Okay, he mentioned North Carolina in there. I live in North Carolina, so I looked up the law for North Carolina. Okay, there was a bill. And basically, the bill has not been passed. It's now stalled. But it's basically saying the same thing, except they're turning it over to the county and city governments to decide what's best for them. This also involved tent living and, you know, stuff like that. You can still go to a campground and camp. You know, if a campground has, you know, if they offer long-term camping, then you can camp there for ever how long they'll let you. You know, it might be a year if that's what you want to do. And the same thing was if the Walmart in the county allowed it, they're not going to bother you. And I know Scott got on last night from Static Camper Van, and he basically said the same thing. he said he didn't want to talk about it, but he said that it was all a bunch of, there was lies. Well, I can't remember. I'm not going to quote him. I'll link his video below. But he basically was saying that people were spreading lies. And I know somebody called me yesterday when I didn't want to say lies. And, you know, I don't know if it's one of them words that YouTube picks up. But, I mean, I guess I just stopped myself when I said it. It wasn't that I didn't want to say it. And I said untruths, and they didn't like, because, no, that's not a word. I'm like, you know, sometimes you got to try to beat the system on YouTube, and sometimes it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the scheme of things what I'm talking about. All I know is I think there was a lot of exaggeration, and the only reason I'm talking about it is because of this comment I got over on one of my shorts that I did on Nomadic Fanatic, Eric. I get more comments on any short. Well, I say that, but I believe, without checking, I have not verified it, that I get more comments off that one short trying to defend Eric. And I don't know, and I need to start checking to see if the channel was just brought up. I mean, if it was just created or whatever the name. But anyway, I wanted to read this comment to you that I received this morning. Now, I've been up since 2 o'clock. I have to say, Billy threw up on the bed. It was a hairball, but still it worries me because he did throw up just a little bit later on. Just a little bit. But anyway, so it just kind of got me a little worried that it's coming back. But anyway, and I've tried to put that probiotic on his food, and trust me, honey, he knows it's there. He will not eat it. I mean, he'll go over there and sniff of it, and then he'll walk away. So finally, I got it up, threw it away, and I went back over there, you know, washed his plate, put it back down there, and he started eating. So he knows exactly. When they say that, oh, they won't know it's there, that cat knows it's there. And it knows that it's, I mean, I don't know. I couldn't smell it, but obviously the cat can. Anyway, so I've got me some chicken. I'm going to fix him some more chicken because the chicken that I've got that I'd fixed, I was afraid it was too old. Anyway, we'll go from there. Okay, this is the comment. And the comment is from PJ Block-71 with a cat as the emoji. And you can see that I saved it at 4:06 a.m. Okay. Eric has many streams of income. And I don't remember what I said in here, this short. Why are you trying to get views from Eric's hard work? Sounds like you're being exploitive. I gave you a thumbs down. Find something more productive to do. Perhaps create your own content. In addition, I'm blocking you. And I responded with, I can't remember now what I responded with. What did I respond with? Bye, I think. See you later or something like that. I'll have to go back over there and look. Anyway, I mean, why does people, if they don't, this is what gets me about comments, especially if you say something that they don't like or they disagree, why do they have to tell you they're blocking you? Or why do they have to tell you that, you know, I mean, I'm assuming this person was never subscribed, but they're blocking me because I guess that, I mean, they still can see my stuff. Now, they can say not to, you know, recommend channel or whatever. But, you know, sometimes I feel like this is him. When it says, why are you trying to get views from Eric's hard work? Now, to me, what Eric is doing, I'm not going to say that he hasn't worked hard on the that bust build or whatever. But why? He also hired somebody to help him, and there's nothing wrong with that. But to constantly say this man does hard work, I'm not trying to get any views from Eric's hard work. I'm just talking about him. And I have my own content. My content, just like Blind Views says, is I'm talking about him, and it's my content. Anyway, I thought I'd share that today because I don't have anything to say about, that other person. Because you know what? I didn't watch any of his videos yesterday. I watched Dinger, and Dinger was showing an area very close to me. When I say very close to me, I'm going to say an hour and a half away, 90 miles maybe. Something like that. But he was close, and he didn't come and see me. Why didn't you come and see me, Dinger? I got email. No, I don't give my phone number out to everybody. I'm pretty particular about who I give my phone number out to, but, I get email, and I check it all the time. You could have emailed me. And the reason I don't, I'm very selective about who I give my phone number to. First of all, I'm one of those people, like Tim, I don't like to answer the phone. I don't like to talk on the phone. I talk on the phone all day long here. The last thing I want to do when I get home is talk on the phone again. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. That's just the way I am. I don't mean anything mean by it. But, when I get home, I just want to be. I don't mind texting you. But I don't know. It's just something that I've got in the habit that I just don't want to talk. Now, if I know it's going to be a short conversation, fine. If it's, somebody in my family, yeah, I'll answer it. Or if it's Dave, I'll answer it because I know he don't call me that much unless it's an emergency or, something there's really going on. So, I don't know why. I just don't like people calling me out of the blue. Now, if they send me a text and say, can I call you or can you call me? Hey, I'm all good for that. I'll say, give me just a minute or, whatever. I'm good with that. But for some reason now, I just don't like to be called cold turkey. And I don't know if any of y'all are like that too. So you can let me know if any of y'all are like that, or am I just weird? I don't know. Not being friendly, not being nice. I don't know. It's just something I guess the cell phone's done to me. It's because I can text. I can text a whole lot faster. Anyway, I know this video's gone on long enough, and I'm sorry I didn't have anything for you today for you-know-who, but I just don't find him interesting anymore. Like I said, I went over there and looked at titles, but I couldn't tell you a bit more what's in those titles right now than the man in the moon. It went in here and went out over here. But I could tell you what Scott said. So he was, on my mind. And who else? Oh, I could tell you a lot of what Blind View said last night on his live. I don't know if he even knew I was there. I did say hello when he first come on, but I don't know if he ever saw my message. But I was there the whole time. I was playing games on my phone because I wasn't, that's what I like to do. I like to listen and play my games on the phone. Once in a while, I'll get involved with the conversation, but and I did look every now and then to see what was being said, but I don't want to get into fighting and people trying to start stuff. I just want to play my little game and just enjoy listening. So I'm gonna go now, and I hope y'all have a great weekend. So I'll talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye.